Hello, welcome to my next video. It's 1 a.m. and I'm going to talk very briefly about sharing a house with someone, also toxic relationships and that kind of thing. Like I said, it's 1 a.m. I should be in bed. I should be asleep. Today was a pretty good day. Excuse me, I don't feel really good. I had a kale smoothie today that probably wasn't the best thing. I ate too much. It was too much kale in it. And then for tonight I had eggplant parmesan and a lot of tomato sauce. And that didn't sit really well with me. I'm not feeling too good now. That was something that I shouldn't have eaten. Anyway, but the purpose of this video is today was a pretty good day, but I had a couple of not so good moments with my ex-husband. I think I've talked about this before. I share this seasonal house. I share with my ex-husband when I'm in the area. Luckily for me, I'm out of the area a lot, either working or on the road with my road tripping, my travels, or at my boat on the Outer Banks. But anyway, right now I'm in this area due to physical therapy. And I've been here about a week, little less than a week and a half. I've talked about this before. We tried sharing a house way back, and it just doesn't work really well. We had a couple of today wasn't the best day. We had a couple of, I don't want to say blowouts, but they weren't good. Anyway, a moment ago, he gets up. He's not going to sleep. He usually sleeps really well, but he fell asleep on my futon, and I had to wake him up and make him get off because I wanted to lay down, and I was tired, and then all of a sudden, I wasn't tired. I had a couple of videos I wanted to do earlier when my ex-boyfriend called. I was trying to get to those, and then I didn't, so I decided to get up and finish them out real quick, and then I went and I laid down, and my ex-husband's been getting up and going to the bathroom a lot. Anyway, on the last time, I walked in the kitchen, and I just was talking out loud, and I kind of, said something to him, my bad, that's, I guess, let me rephrase, and here I am, I want to take responsibility and say, it's my fault, and, I said something to him, and it's my fault. He yelled at me, and got hateful and yelled, and I want to say that's my fault, but that's not my fault. Someone else's bad behavior is not your fault, it's not someone else's fault, but a lot of times I do what a lot of people do, especially in toxic relationships, and he's got a lot of good points, but there's also a lot of toxicity going on in this particular relationship, and whatever you want to call it, and where I feel like I should take responsibility, and then there are a lot of times when he tries to turn it around and make everything, whatever it is, my fault, and toxic people do that. They try to make things your fault. Anyway, like I said, I want to take responsibility. He says, my fault, I said something to him. Yeah, I did say something to him. I shouldn't have. Stupid me, I should have kept my mouth shut. But, anyway, and for me, that was a bit of a moment. It's a bit of an emotional moment because I'm not, I feel like, and I did say something, but it's not my fault. I'm and I'm not an animal, and I'm getting a little, I don't want to get emotional here, but, this has been a recurrent theme, and it's a recurrent theme in a lot of my relationships, friendships, etc., my family. It's a recurrent theme, and anyway, just, and I told him, listen, I did get upset because I'm not an animal, I feel like, that. And that's part of the toxic relationship. He treats me, badly, and I don't want to take it. And like I was saying, I don't want to take it, but, but since I have to be in this house, there's not really anything I can do, except try to tough it out, at least for the time I'm here. until I've had all I can take. And I've talked about this before. You know, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be here a while. I'm going to be here for, you know, maybe a couple of weeks, few weeks at least. But it's hard, you know, and I think a lot of times he does these things and acts the way he does because he just wants me to get in my car and leave. And there are a lot of times when, and over the years when we lived together, and then after we were divorced, and after we had to share a house, and now that when I've taken all I can take, I will end up going to my car, you know, just going to my car and sleeping in a truck stop because of the fact that honestly, I would rather, you know, rather sleep in a truck stop. Not because I want to, but when I've taken all I can, and when I've taken all of the I guess, toxic part of it, when I've taken all the toxicity I can take, I've taken all the negativity I can take, when I've taken being treated badly for as long as I can, I look at it and I go, you know what? I would rather sleep in my car, sleep in the front seat of a car, and it not be all that comfortable, and be at peace than to, you know, be in a place where, an environment where I'm not being treated good, I'm not being treated right, the person was being hateful, and I feel like that he's doing it deliberately, you know, and I feel like that over the years he's done it many times to just, so I'll leave, so I'll get dressed, I'll do whatever, and I'll just take off, you know, and then he can do whatever he wants. He can drink, he can get drunk, he can fall down drunk, he can do whatever he wants, and then I end up stuck with whatever. If he doesn't want to pay the bills, he doesn't want to pay something, I'm stuck. And I feel like he's done that. And anyway, in this particular place, you know, both of us, belongs to both of us, so not a lot I can do. And I also, you know, I also feel like it's a dependent relationship. That's not good. There's just so much. There's the hatefulness, the negativity, the toxicity. It's just a lot of not good parts. And I feel like that when I get to this point, I feel like, okay, I get to a certain point where I feel like I'm in a pressure cooker, and I go, okay, that's it. I've taken all I'm going to take, and I just get in my car and I leave. The one thing that I won't do is, I do sometimes leave, I think there's a key still left in one of the cars. It's not even running right, but that's beside the point. I am not, if he makes it, and makes it to a point where I cannot stay because he's being hateful and negative and being toxic, I'm not leaving any keys behind. We live close enough. This house is close enough. He can walk. You know, it's not my responsibility to provide, or not my it's my responsibility to make sure things are not left so he can take advantage and drive a vehicle that he shouldn't be, you know, and doing things he shouldn't be doing. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out. I feel like that I don't have to spend very much time with my ex-husband for it to become a be where I don't want to be, and I don't want to be in a toxic environment. I want a good environment. I want a peaceful environment. But my ex-husband is not one of those people that makes it easy. He makes it difficult because, I guess, because he can, and he's just not he's not really a good I mean, he is a good person, but he's a toxic person, and that's very hard. It's very difficult. Being in a toxic relationship, it's not good. It's not healthy. I don't know what advice I can offer because I'm in a place that I don't really know how to handle it. I mean, I do the best I can, but I mean, there's nothing you can do with a toxic person. Yelling doesn't work. Being a doormat doesn't work. trying to, just let them walk all over you and be a doormat and try to agreeing with everything they say. It doesn't work. Nothing works. They're toxic. It's like they steamroll right over you, and there's nothing you can do. The only thing you have in a toxic relationship or a toxic environment is to leave. It is the only weapon you have. If you're in a toxic place, if you have a car, it's your only weapon. It's the only device you have to freedom, to peace, is a vehicle, is leaving. And excuse me, I'm not feeling all that great. For me, that's the only thing I have. It's just to leave. And as I said earlier, sometimes I just end up just going to that place and sleeping in my car, and I've talked about, doing what I can. I make my car a little more comfortable. As long as I have to be in this area, if I can't take it, I just get in my car. I throw a comforter over the seat. It's crazy. And I don't want to get emotional. I don't. But it's a place I've been many times. I've been a few times. And, for most people, it's crazy, I mean, I go to my car and, I don't want to say make my bed because, I put a comforter over my seat and sleep in a front seat. It's not that bad. It really isn't. It's not that bad. For me, that's my peace. I put a comforter over the front seat. That's my bed. It's peaceful. It's sometimes noisy, but I've gotten really used to that. And I'm not the only person that's been in this place. A lot of women have. And I don't want to get emotional. It's just because I'm okay with it. I can deal. The biggest issue I'm having is I do have 2 discs in my back that are not good. They're bad, and bulging discs. It could be worse. One in my neck, one in my low back. I know I need to go to the chiropractor. I can't really tell my physical therapist that I spend a great amount of my time sleeping in the front seat of a car. I know they tell me that's not good. I need to do better. But what am I going to do? If the situation gets toxic and I can't stay in it, then I leave. And I know that's not the best. I end up sleeping, in the front seat of a car, which the futon is not the best. It really is. I do wake up with my back hurting. So I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that being out of a toxic situation is definitely healthier. It's definitely better. It's better than being in a situation where you're getting treated badly. I mean, I know that, and and I don't have any advice except if you have a vehicle and you can sleep in it, and you're in a toxic situation, then get in your car, leave, and sleep in your vehicle. I'm not the first woman that's had to do it. I'm not the first person that's done it. I won't be the last. And I'm definitely not the first person that's been in a toxic place with a toxic person and a toxic man that, and this is where I'm at. And it's like 1 a.m. It's after 1 a.m. Not the best time. I'm in a place where I, don't want to be. My ex-husband is definitely a toxic person. He would never admit that he is, but he is. And he puts the blame for his bad behaviors on everyone else. Be it me, be it someone else. It's always someone else's fault. If he decides to drink, it's always someone else's fault. It's just he wants everything his way. And then he turns around and he talks about my ex-boyfriend and how bad he is. And granted, that wasn't a really great situation either. But then again, I've not been in a lot of great situations in my life. I have, I'm not very lucky. I got cut off there. Anyway, I'm not very lucky in a lot of things, relationships, friendships. I just, anyway, I won't say I'm an unlucky person. I am probably in better health than a lot of people. I try very hard. Again, anyway, my hand's starting to get, let me move you guys down. My apologies, I've got to move you guys down. My hand's getting numb. Oh, and I don't feel that great. Anyway, my hand's getting numb, and that's pretty normal because I have a bulging disc in my neck. The doctor said that it will make it can make both my arms numb, and I'm holding my phone. I need to find something else something that would be more, not more, that's incorrect language, something that would be better, like a tripod or whatever, but I don't have that right now, and I'm not going to worry about it. I just, whatever functions for me, whatever works for me right now, I guess. Anyway, again, that kale and that pasta did not do me any favors. And the breathing, I know in a lot of my videos, I kind of feel like I'm, not because I'm in poor health that I don't exercise, but I know that there's a disc in my back, or a disc in my neck causing issues, disc in my low back causing issues, and I also have, I think, a vertebrae in my back that causes issues. So I have a lot of issues. One of those issues being my ex-husband and the toxic place I'm at. But anyway, right now that's where I'm at, and I don't know. He normally goes to sleep really quick. He just goes to his cot. He goes to sleep right away. But tonight, he hasn't been. Maybe it was too much coffee. I don't know. And, like I said earlier, my bad. I said something to him. I talked to him. I just said something to him. And then, he snaps my head off, gets hateful, and you'd think by now that I would learn. I mean, you'd think that I would know not to say anything. You'd think I'd know to keep my mouth shut. Well, that's why I'm back here in my bedroom. Well, not my bedroom. My bedroom's actually in the living room, but, I wanted to finish the video, and I didn't want to go outside to my car to do it. I could have, but I didn't want to, because I have to keep the interior light on, and I just figured, why? I could just come back here to this room. There's no bed, and I'm kind of rambling, but anyway, this is why I'm back here in a bedroom, and I'm doing the video, and I'm doing my, whatever you want to call it, vlog. This is easier. I used to do a lot of blogging, but I don't do that so much anymore. I still do some, but anyway. So, rather than talk to him or talk to anyone else, I'm back here on a video talking to my camera. I don't know if anyone's listening. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. I'm here and I'm talking because if I say anything to him, I get my head snapped off. I can't talk to my friends or anyone I know about the issues because they don't want to hear it. They have their own problems. They have their grandkids. They have their grandbabies. They have the whole set of issues, their whole set of problems. So I can't talk to anyone. This is my phone. My phone is my receptacle that I talk to, and I talk about what's going on in my life and what's happening. Okay, I guess you just call this video a little bit about nothing. Anyway, my hand's not quite so numb since I'm resting my hand on my leg. clearly I'm not going to get to sleep tonight until much later. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to lay down, pull my videos together, you know, and just, you know, whatever. Again, this video is basically talking about a toxic person, and I don't have answers. All I have are complaints, and I wish I had answers, but I don't. And I wish I could give people answers and solutions, but I can't, because I don't have any answers. I don't have the solutions. I don't even have the solutions for myself right now, but the only solution, as I said before, is if you can, just get in your car and leave. If you have a car, if you don't, I don't know what to offer. What I can say is, I guess you have to learn as much as you can about the person, how they act, and just stay the hell out of their way. You know, just stay away from them. Don't talk to them. Say as little as possible. Communicate as little as possible. Unless you like being treated like a doormat. And toxic people treat people like doormats. It's what they do. It's what they know. It's what they understand. It's also a way to get their way about things. It's something they do. It's their way of getting what they want. It's their way of getting their way, is talking to people around them, you know, not being nice to the people around them. They think that you know, gets them what they want, and a toxic person will, at least in my experience, a toxic person will treat the person they're close to, whether it be a spouse, whether it be a sibling, whether it be a roommate, whoever it is, a coworker, whoever it is, they will treat that person badly, but they will be sweet as honey to the other people. You know, like we went dancing, and it's like he treats them, you know, he's nice, and he's not nasty at all to them, but he is, you know, to me. And, you know, and I feel like it's not fair. It's not fair. And trying to understand why a person is the way they are, trying to understand why they're toxic, it's a futile attempt. You can blame it on their parents, but I am not a big fan of that. I mean, a lot of therapists want to blame, you know, the parents, and I'm not a fan of that at all. You know, my dad treated me, was not always the nicest person. He could be a very nasty person. And I don't believe that I have the right to go back and blame my father and say, oh, well, you know, if I'm nasty to someone and I treat someone badly, well, it's my dad's fault, because I don't subscribe to that viewpoint. Anyway, I don't want to continue talking about toxic people. You know, maybe I can come back later and talk about it. But right now, I don't want to keep talking about that, because I could talk all night about how people are toxic. I could talk all night about my alcoholic, my ex-husband, who is basically an alcoholic, although he's not drinking right now, but he's still an alcoholic. My dad, who had a problem, you know, my grandfather, you know, I don't want to talk about all the bad crap that's happened to me in my life. Anyway, it's late. It's getting close to 2 a.m. I just want to pull my videos together, see if I can, hopefully, maybe I can sleep. I hope I can. If I can't, oh well. I guess I'll keep watching Criminal Minds until I'm so tired I pass out. Anyway, so I'm going to end this video, and hopefully I may come back later and talk a little bit more about this toxic people. But anyway, for now, I'm going to say good night. God bless. Peace.